Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the tutorial on psychology and work measurement with Laboratorium DSKE. For this tutorial, we will discuss about work sampling module. Before we start, let's pray together and the pray begin. Enough. Before we go into the material, I will read the outline that will be presented at this tutorial. First is objective of the tutorial, second is input and output of the tutorial, third is discussion of the tutorial material, and the last is exercise. Okay, next to the objective of the tutorial. First is able to take work measurement based on working time measured by the work sampling method. Second is able to identify and measure elements of work. Third is able to calculate normal time, standard time, and workload time of a job. And the last is able to define action to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity of work based on work sampling method result. Let's see at the animation picture. There are a woman working in making a box or cardboard. Well, when the observer see at a woman working on the detail of her job, and the task of an observer will checklist the activity to the woman working. In this case, the job description of the woman is to take a box pattern, assemble it, and the final is a inspection of the box, so that when the worker do some activity and the observer will checklist and the observer sit to category the activity. It comes to productive activity or idle activity. Okay, I will recall about time measurement that divide into two. There is a direct measurement and indirect measurement. Now, the way we call direct measurement because the measurement is carried directly where the work is measured. An indirect way of going to calculate the working time without the observer must be in the place to measure a work. In this tutorial, we discuss about work sampling. What is work sampling? Work sampling is a technique to know a large number of observers on the performance activity of machine, process, or workers based on Sritomo Wigno Subroto 2003. And the significant difference between stopwatch and work sampling. If work sampling do some activity routine, but in work sampling the activity is called a variative activity. Okay, next is input and output of tutorial. Input first, data on the number of productive activity. Second is data on the number of idle activity. And the last is total output data. And in output of this tutorial, first is performance level, second is normal time, third is standard time, and the last is time workload. There are stages of the work sampling method. First is data retrieval, second is calculating the level of productivity, or we usually call performance level. Third is sufficiency test, fourth is testing data uniformity, fifth is calculate the rating factor, sixth is calculating allowance, seventh is calculating normal time and standard time, eighth is calculating time workload, and last is finish. Before we going to collecting the data, we must to know to determine the number of observation. Now, the first step to calculate the sample with the formula n is equal to 4p multiplied by 1 minus p and divide into a quadrat with the n is a number of sample required and p is percentage of avoidable delay or personal delay or allowance, and a is error rate. Now, this value of error rate is a range 1 until 10%. This is the formula based on Nielsen 1999. Next is an example to determining the number of observation. It know the allowance is 4% with an average error of 1%. How many observations should be made if the observation are made for 20 days? Nah, this answer is n equal to 4p multiplied by 1 min p and divided into a quadrat. Nah, we know that the formula and we calculate and the answer is n 1536 and the estimate number of the observation is the answer of n divided by the day or 20 and the number of observation is 77 observation per day. After we know the number of observation, next we determine the time of visit. Based on Neil Bell 1999 for this tutorial using randomization for Excel. Nah, the formula in Excel is for the hour is equal to run between hours to start working semicolon hours finish work, and the minute is run between early minute semicolon the last minute. After that, we can go to the Excel like at the slide PPT. We know that the random hour is equal to run between 7 until 16. Now in this case, 7 is the start the working and the 16 is the last to finish the job. After that, we drag until the number of observation. After we know the random hour, we move to copy the random hour result to the observation table, like at the slide of the PPT for the observation table. Next, same we know the random for the minute. Nah, this case we use the formula is run between 0 until 59. Nah, because this is for minute. Nah, after that we drag until the number of observation. After we know, we copy the random minute result to the observation table. Nah, like at the slide of the PPT, we know that the random hour and the random minute. After that, we know the time to the observation. For example, for the number 1 is the random hour is 9 and the random minute is 29. Nah, the observation time calculation in the sum of the random hour and the next random minute. Next, after we sum the random hour and the random minute, we sort and analyze if the past working hour it will collect random data again. After we get the time for the data collection, next we move to the observation, or this case is a real observation to the worker. Like at the slide of the PPT, there is an activity detail of the worker and we can know if, for example, at the time 10 past 24 the worker is doing some activity at the job, and we can know that there is a tally productivity of the worker. But if when we start observation to the worker but the worker didn't to doing some activity, we can call this is the idle tally, like that. We can fill the data collection based on randomization number. After we know and we can get the total of productivity tally and the idle tally. After we get the calculation data, next we can get the performance level, and the formula of performance level is productive tally divided by productive plus idle and multiplied by 100%. Now in this case, performance level is one of the methods used to measure the productivity of the workers or machine in the method of work sampling. After we collecting the data, next we test the data for the sufficiency and the data uniformity test with the formula for the sufficiency test is a n accent equal to k quadrat multiplied by 1 min p divided by s quadrat p. If in data uniformity test, there are UCL and NCL. If UCL is upper control limit and LCL is lower control limit. And the formula like at the slide of the PPT. Now this is the description for the formula. P is for percentage of productivity activity or total observation in decimal. K is constant value depending on the level of confidence it takes. The symbol K is the level of confidence, and according to the Barnes 1980, there are 3 levels of confidence. If the confidence level is 99%, then the K is 2.58 or equal to 3. If the confidence level is 95%, then the K is 1.66 or equal to 2, and the confidence level is 68%, then the K is 1. The data uniformity test aims to find out if data measurement results are uniform enough. A data can be cited if uniform when the data certain at the range of UC and SCL. Next is the description of S is the desired level of accuracy in decimal. In this case, indicate how much the observers believe that the result obtained qualify from the accuracy data. For example, if the level of accuracy is 5% and the level of confidence is 95%, it means that 95 out of 100 average from the measured data will have deviation no more than 5%. And next is the description of an accent is a number of observation that should be done. In here, where the n accent is the minimum amount of measurement data required, the number of time measurement is said to be sufficient if the minimum measurement amount is theoretical required to be smaller or equal to the number of data observer when we get observation. Can know that the n accent less than equal to n, it can be seen that enough data. If an accent more than n, it call not enough data, and we must to get more collected data. This formula based on Sutalaksana 1979. Next, we want to discuss about the data uniformity test. There is a UCL and LCL. If data not at the range of UCL and CL, it can be said that the data is ununiform, and we must to dispose the data. Next slide is the data uniform because data are at the range of UCL and LCL. It's called uniform data. Next, we want to calculate the rating factor. In this tutorial, we use a rating factor from the Westinghouse table. Before we explain the Westinghouse table, we want to know the formula of the rating factor. Like at the slide of PPT, P is P0 plus PI, where P is rating factor, P0 is rating normal, and PI is rating performance. In this case, Westinghouse table to know the rating performance. For rating factor that we use is adjusting the time done to the worker to suit the worker who works normally. If the observer thinks that the operator is working above normal, then the rating factor will more than 1. Meanwhile, if the observer assumes that the operator is working below normal, then the rating factor value will be less than 1. So, a value of 1 is the rating factor indicate that the operator working normal. This is the explanation for the PO or rating normal. Next to the Westinghouse table. Westinghouse table consists of 4 factors: skills, effort, condition, and consistency. Skills is ability to follow the way the worker when working. If effort is a effort issued by the workers in completing the job description or some job. If a condition, that means a condition might affect the worker when doing some activity in the job. And the last is a consistency, is like a consistency when the worker do some activity. In this case, in skills and effort, there is 2 category in 1 criteria. For example, in super skills, there are A1 and A2. And how to calculate if A1 or A2? So we need to read the description on each criteria to make A1 or A2. As we can see at the module attachment, and you can opening the module, there are description for the Westinghouse table. For example, a worker after we observe and they match to the description into super skill, and it can we know that the description is matched a half of the description, and we can call is the worker get the skills is a super skill, and the category is A1 because the description is at least 50% of the description for A1. And when we calculate the effort, like the skills, there is 2 category, A1, A2, B1, B2, and etc. And we must to know the descriptive of each category or each criteria. After we know the score for skills, effort, condition, and consistency, then we sum all and we get to the score for rating performance. After that, we get the calculate for rating factor. Rating factor can be calculate sum of rating normal and rating performance. In this case, Westinghouse table to know the rating performance. Next, we want to calculate the allowance. Why we calculate the allowance? Because operator might take a time for personal needs or for take a break when doing some job. There are 3 factor allowance. First is personal needs, 2 is let go out of fatigue, and last is unforeseen things when the worker some activity. To determine the allowance, it can be seen at the PPT. This is the table recommended by ILO. There is a many factor that impacts the allowance of the worker. First is energy spent, second is work attitude, third is work movement. And how to calculate for each factor? First, for example, energy spent. We want to calculate the energy spent. We look at the load of equivalent. For example, when the worker doing some activity, the load is like 7 kilogram. Its category at the light, and the workers is male, and the score is a range 7.5 until 12, and the final score of energy span factor is the middle value. For example, the calculation is 7.5 plus 12 divided into 2. This is a middle value for one factor or in energy span, and other factor it can same. We must to for each criteria, and we calculate for the middle value of each factor. Next factor for allowance, there is a strength, then workplace temperature and state of atmosphere. For the calculation, like for the explanation to the previous slide. And the last of the factor for allowance is good environmental circumstance. And there is a note for the allowance for personal needs that the male range 0 until 2.5, if female range 2 until 5. After we calculate the rating factor, the allowance, next we must to get the time calculation. In this case, there is 3 calculate, is a normal time, standard time, and total standard time. The meaning of the normal time is for element of work operation is indicating that a well-qualified operator will work to complete the work in the normal working tempo. In this case, the working time that has taken into adjustment factor. The formula of normal time is total observer time multiplied by performance level and multiplied by rating factor and divided by total output. In this case, total output is the output from the operator or from the worker when we observation like that. And next we can calculate the standard time. The meaning of the standard time is a raw time in the time used by the operator to complete the work on one unit involving the allowance. And the formula of the standard time is normal time multiple 100 divided into 100 mean allowance, and the last is total standard time. The meaning of the total standard time is the actual time used by the operator or the worker to complete one cycle of work involving the allowance. And the formula total standard time is standard time multiplied by total output. After the all calculation, we can know that the time workload. Nah, the formula of the time workload is TST divided by TAT. In this formula, TST is total standard time and TAT is total available time. The formula of total available time is total observation days multiplied by effective working time and multiplied by efficiency factor. Nah, for efficiency factor is equal to 100 minus allowance. The number must be decimal and the efficiency working time must in minutes. After we know the result of the time workload calculation, we can get the classification of the time workload. In here, there is 3 classification. In the first classification is when the score is range 0 until 0.99 and is classified in less workload or underload. And the second classification is when the score range 1 until 1.28, and it called classification normal. And the last classification is more than 1.28. Its classification too much workload or overload. Next, we move to the exercise. An observer makes observation using web sampling. That is carried out for 10 days, where the working hour per day is 8 hours per day. In the observation, it was found that the total productivity tally was 750, and the total idle tally was 400, and the total productivity during the observation was 350 units. If the allowance given is 13% and the operator work performance is 1.15. What is the performance level and standard time required by the operator? Okay, and the answer is, first we can calculate the performance level. For the formula of performance level is productive tally divided by productive plus idle and multiplied by 100%, and we can know the performance level is 65%. After that, we calculate the normal time, and in normal time we know the value is 10.3 minutes per unit. After we know the total time, next we move to the standard time. In the standard time, we use a calculate for normal time, because in the standard time the formula is normal time multiplied by 100 divided by 100 main allowance. We can know the value for standard time is 11.84 minutes per unit. After that, we calculate the total standard time. In the total standard time, the value we know from the formula standard time multiplied by the output, and the value for total standard time is 4144 minutes. And the last, we calculate the time workload. Now, in the time workload, we know the value is 0.992, and it can be seen to the classified of underload because the result is less than 1. Okay, I think that's enough. Before we close the tutorial, there is a hadis riwayat Muslim, man salaka torikon yaltamisu fihi ilma syahallallahu fihi torikon illal jannah. Whoever takes a part to study knowledge, Allah will make it easier for him to go to heaven. Thank you very much for the time and the attention. And the last I want to say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you at the next tutorial with Laboratorium DSKM.